השם ירושלים ותורה.
Shalom Ubracha, this is Baruch Felberman, and today we're going to travel down to the Negev to Kibbutz Revivim. In 1947, in June and July, the United Nations Special Committee on Palestine came to visit the country and to decide what to do with the British mandate, eventually deciding to partition it into two states, one for Jews and one for Arabs. This would be voted on and ratified on Chavtet bin November. In order to ensure that the Negev would be included in this Jewish state, two things happened. First of all, on Motzei Yom Kippur in 1946, the Jewish leadership established 11 points in the Negev overnight, and also, even prior to 1946, 1943, there was 3 agricultural sites that was established in the Negev. Here's a picture from the beginning of Kibbutz Revivim in 1943. It says, L'chaim, Ayater Rishon, the first peg put into the ground, and these brave fellas just went down to the Negev, stuck a peg in the ground, and started to build the kibbutz. They lived at first in these old Byzantine caves, and you could see the construction of some of the houses. And that's what it looked like then. And until today, there's a nice museum down there, so you could see the old buildings and the new buildings and the buildings that are part of the museum as of today. There's until today a small little plot of gladiolas growing to commemorate the story that when UNSCOP came down and saw gladiolas growing, they didn't believe that that could be in the Negev. They actually started tugging on the flowers to see if they just had been pushed into the ground to impress them, or that they really were growing in the Negev desert. And when they saw that it had rooted, that had impressed them so much. In addition to traveling to the Arava, where they did tasting grapes, they visited the Kotel. Here we see Ben Gurion addressing the committee. The Arabs boycotted the committee, and all this together made such an impression upon UNSCOP that they actually voted on giving over. It was successful, and they voted on giving us not the small state that you see here that was given to us by the Peel Commission in 1937, but they included the Negev in this state. And thus, we could see that by the time we finished, the armistice lines were signed in 1949, we had the state that we were familiar with from 1949 up until 1967, which will bring us up to Yom Yerushalayim and the Six-Day War, which we will commemorate next week. Shalom Ubracha.